So what originally attracted me to kinesiology was a few people had said to me, I think you'd be really good at it, but I didn't sort of explore it. And then I had a back issue, so I went to see this chiropractor that I used to see when I was younger. And I'd gone back week after week and there was no real relief. And then I said to him, I have a feeling that this, like I randomly said it, I have a feeling that this is related to somebody who's just passed away and some experience that I'd had with that person. And he's like, right, okay. And then he started muscle monitoring my arm and my leg and doing this age regression thing. And then after he'd finished, it was the first time I felt relief in my back. And I said to him, what was that? I need to know what that was. And he said, it's a form of kinesiology. And I just kept asking him questions about it because I couldn't believe it. So then I started exploring it and ringing around, and here I am doing kinesiology. The reason why I chose the College of Kinesiology in Brisbane was I had looked at other courses and I had spoken to other people from those courses about the kinesiology and what was offered. And then I rang the College of Kinesiology and I spoke to Guy Bennett on the phone. It was honestly that conversation that made me make the decision to join the college. It was a really honest conversation. It was a really connected conversation. He gave great information about what was on offer and how it could potentially work in with what I was already doing. And then I hadn't had a vibe with anyone else that I'd spoken to. I just didn't feel like I was going to get what I needed from anybody else. And in that conversation, I had this little mini implosion from this space. And I don't know, it just sunk in. That was exactly where I needed to be. And it really was. It has been amazing. I really knew I had to do the course. It was a calling from that phone conversation that I had with Guy. There were definitely obstacles that I had to face. There were some real obstacles. I was a single mum at the time. There was no assistance from the government that had been pulled out, so there was the financial aspect that I had to deal with. I had 2 boys, I was on the Gold Coast, the college is obviously in Brisbane, but that knowing that I had to do it, that calling was just, I had to, and it worked out. And I think once I started the course and I realised I could feel the potential of what the course was going to do for me, it didn't matter. The obstacles didn't matter. They worked themselves out. I feel teary. And I made sure that I got it done. So yeah, any obstacle I would have done to get to the college, for sure. I knew I had to do the course and I knew there was definitely obstacles in my way in order to complete the course. And then starting the course, I think I could see the potential, I could feel the potential that this modality had to offer. It was actually it was the answer I'd been waiting for. Everything else that I'd studied didn't quite have the answers for people that kinesiology does. So I could feel the potential when I first went there and as the weekends progressed. But honestly, even now, the potential just keeps expanding. It still blows me away. So even though I saw the potential in the courses and I could feel it, and the shifts that were occurring with my family and with me and friends, I still now see this incredible potential that's continuing to open up as my practice develops. The college definitely gave me all the tools that I required to begin begin the profession of kinesiology. It gave me the tools to, even basic tools, how to start a business, how to ground myself in what I needed to work on in me to actually create that business and be successful in it. So it gave me the practical tools I needed for marketing, business structure, everything like that. But then it also gave me this individual look at what I needed to develop, which was structure. I needed more structure. I tend to be a little bit more on the just go with the flow type, but I realised that doing the kinesiology, I needed to have more structure. I need to put things firmly into place in order to be successful and to have this as a career, because doing the course up in Brisbane at the College of Kinesiology, definitely. That's what I wanted. I knew that's the business I wanted, and because I could see the effect it had on people, on my family, me. So yeah, I definitely got everything I needed from the college. Where I am now in my kinesiology practice is pretty astounding. So first and foremost, I don't even advertise. I don't have somewhere that somebody can look me up, besides, like, I suppose my personal pages, where I don't even really mention kinesiology often. It's literally been word of mouth. Like, somebody will come, have a great outcome, and then they have passed my number on, and it's just kept going like that. And funny enough, that was how I kind of wanted it to be. Like, I wanted it to come from this authentic place of just showing people what kinesiology can actually do, showing how powerful the modality is, and also how powerful we are, how powerful our bodies are. So that's been kind of great. Not to say I'm not going to advertise at some point. At this point, I haven't needed to 1 year from ending the course. So that blows my mind still. Still blows my mind when I get these amazing messages from people saying, how good they're feeling. So that's where I'm at my business. And financially, it's been so freeing. Like, I started it as a single mum, really sort of cautious of how I was spending my money. And yeah, now I'm a lot freer. So my kids do a lot of sports. It's nice to be able to go and get them the shoes that not that I couldn't get shoes before, but just not even worry about it. I don't have to worry about it. It's really freeing, and it's empowering. And, people that know me well know that that's not everything to me at all. Like, I've always done everything I've done because I love people and I'm passionate about people. I'll cry again, but yeah, the money has been amazing to be able to have that freedom, a little bit more freedom, and to be able to be doing something that I love so much. Yeah, and it ties in everything I've ever done. My counselling, psychosomatic therapy, this is the icing on the cake. So win-win, really. Doing something I love and earning money from it and feeling financially free and empowered. So for anyone that has a calling to do kinesiology, or honestly, even if it's sort of popped up in your field, like somebody's talked about it and there's a little interest there, my advice would be to look into it. Really, look into it, consider it. Go do the road test weekend up in Brisbane. You'll feel it. You'll know. Like, you'll know that you'll know how amazing it is. I can't explain how that happens, but you just know. And any kind of thoughts or concerns or worries that you have about it, if you actually are up there, you can talk to people about it. And there's always been people up there that have already done the course as well. So it's just great to be able to talk to people. So that's a great way. But my advice from all of the amazing experiences I've had with it personally would be do it. It'll change your life. And I say that with, absolutely genuinely. Some of the life-changing experiences that I've had is, I suppose personally, I was pretty low when I first started it, like really low. There was a lot going on in my family. It was pretty dark. So I didn't feel good, even though I could see and feel this beautiful power and potential in this modality, I just, there was still that baseline of just not feeling good. And that's changed ridiculously. Like, I feel amazing. Feeling happy and comfortable and confident in myself and wanting to actually be grounded on this planet and be here was huge for me. And that's changed. Like, that's how I feel. So that's massive. And I don't think if I just used that one thing as an experience, I think that would be enough. Like, if you understood where I've come from. My son, beautiful, beautiful son, had such bad asthma, was on all sorts of terrible medications, couldn't play sport, and 3 sessions, and this was early on in my learning, like it was like super early on. I had just do basics really. 3 sessions, we understood where his asthma was coming from and never had it again. is doing amazing at sport. Like, he's a little bit of a superstar, if I'm biased, but he's, so that, life-changing. My grandma, she couldn't walk properly. She was meant to have surgery on a tendon. I said to her, Nan, just let me have a look at it. I was actually the one, by the way, that said that she had a tendon issue. She didn't know, they didn't know. So I said, it's a tendon, Nan, go get it checked out. So she got it checked out. They said, yep, she had a torn tendon. So they wanted to do surgery on it. I said, let's just do 3 sessions and see how you go. She went back. She was actually in the waiting room of the hospital, like the room before you get the surgery. And he'd done x-rays just to double check where he had to go in and do the surgery. He come back into her while she was laying in the bed, ready to go into the next surgery, and he goes, I don't know what's happened. There's no tear. Like, that's life-changing. And she knew something had happened because she'd gone from not walking to walking before the surgery. That still blows my mind a little bit, to be honest. But so she did not get surgery that day, and there was nothing else she did. So it had to be the kinesiology, working out the causal effect of it, and why the tendon had gone into stress, etc. That was life-changing. My mum has had all sorts of, she had this massive lump in her throat that they couldn't work out. That completely disappeared. She had this constant, extreme bad pain, throbbing in her eye. They couldn't work it out, completely gone. Yeah, and then there was also, the client stuff, which has been, mind-blowing as well. I won't go into their details, but I get these beautiful messages from people that say, I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for the balances with you. Ones that aren't too deep, because there's been a lot of deep ones. Somebody wanting to get a dream job and get a message saying, oh my God, just got my dream job. Just getting those messages all the time is just, awesome. So there is millions of stories, but I think that's showing you the depth of what it can do, really.